Jesse Munoz here for Yakima MTG with Geoff Hamasaki.
Hey.
We're back for the final round of our 8-man Friday Night Magic at my place. Not Ron's. We got Cris on the left playing Abzan mid-range, which we saw game 1. Take down Dave and his Jeskai tokens. Jake on the right playing his mono red deck, which we saw last round beat Abzan aggro against Bryce. We'll see. Who do you like up going into this matchup? Just knowing the two decks after watching the decks.
I think the mid range deck. I think if Cris can just land a couple reasonable creatures, it's gonna be tough for Jake to do enough damage.
Yeah.
Especially with like Siege Rhinos, and if he can get Tasigur out early, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like if Jake's on the play first round, game 1, I feel like he's favored. But he's on the draw here.
Right.
Does have a turn 1 Founder Seed Denizen. Cris with a turn 2 Thoughtseize. We see another Denizen, 2 Crusaders, and 2 Stokes. What do you take here?
I think the Crusader probably has one of the Crusaders has maybe the most potential. The Stokes are tempting too.
With nothing to target the Crusaders with, I'm tempted to take the Stoke.
The problem with the Stoke is he doesn't have token creatures or anything to to save his mana on. He's only got two lands.
Yeah. There's his third.
I think he's kind of far away from the Stokes being a real threat.
Sure. I mean, they're a threat now, though. I mean, he's got 3 creatures on board and 2 mana. So, in for 3 because the Denizen triggers twice off the other Denizen in the Crusader.
Uh-huh.
Cris with the Plains. And passing the turn. This is how Jake's gonna win by Cris not doing anything.
Yeah, if Cris doesn't have a removal spell here, it's gonna be real bad.
And he just drew a coordinated assault. So triggers the 2 Denizens.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you do the coordinated assault? I would probably just target both the Crusaders pre-combat.
I think so. Then you get 2 soldiers
that have haste, and then you also get 2 more damage with the
Crusaders, right?
Yeah, so it's actually 4 more damage.
Oh wait, one Crusader can't attack because it's got.
Sure, but if you play, okay, so.
What?
So he attacked and then played coordinated assault. I'm not sure why he did that. So missing out on 2 points of damage. He does trigger the Denizens twice though.
Yeah, but doing it
3, 6, 7, 8. So he's going to do hit for 8. He could hit for 10.
10, right?
Yeah, he's missing 2 points of damage here. I'm not sure why he didn't attack or why he did that post combat.
Huh. Oh, because he had the Stoke.
Oh, okay.
So
game over.
This is at 1.
That makes sense then. Forgot about the Stoke in his hand.
Wow.
It still doesn't kill him.
He's at down to 1 though.
He's not dead.
Yeah. But
I know. I'm just kidding.
Plus he's got a drown in sorrow right now.
All right. So Cris taking out his Abzan charms. Looks like Jake is taking out, look like some Whirling Outbursts. There's a Stoke goes. Oh, this is stuff he's bringing in. It's like Shaman of the Great Hunt. That's interesting. An Outpost Siege. So Jake is getting prepared to play the longer game.
Yeah, he's on the draw again. I mean, he's probably just assuming Chris is bringing in all the cheat removal he has, and then.
So Chris took out his Thoughtseize, Abzan Charms, and Ugin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Fleecemane Lions,
Fleeceman's Drowning Sorrows. Let's see what
that was.
He did bring also some Sorens in as well, which can gain you a crap ton of life.
Basically brought in his whole sideboard.
Yeah, and hostilities. There goes Thoughtseize. Garrick. I still think you want downfalls. Unless you can change them out for like ultimate prices or something.
Right, yeah. It's hard to say though, because sometimes Jake will go, all in on one guy, and then sometimes he'll just go super wide.
Sure.
So
sure.
It's hard to say.
You definitely Thoughtseize definitely comes out, that's for sure. Oh.
Right, it's not enough impact.
No, looks like he's keeping them in.
Huh, okay.
Nope. He's going back and forth. I'd keep downfalls over the Thoughtseizes, I think. He's going back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any situation where you want Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
Unless you already have control of the board and you're just trying to keep them, off of stuff. But in that case, I feel like any card is good in that situation.
Sure. Yeah. So it looks like their downfalls are staying in. So I think it's a smart decision over the Thoughtseizes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Jake has a Perforos that we saw last match. I wonder if he brings that in, if he is playing for a little bit of the longer game. The thing is, you don't want too many 4-drops in your mono red deck because presumably you're burning 19, maybe 20 lands.
Mm-hmm. And then also, a couple Siege Rhinos just negates like a couple 2 or 3 turns from the Perforos damage.
Yeah. I think I did see him bring in Shaman of the Great Hunt.
That's the 4/2?
Yeah, but when you attack with, you could attack with if you have a bunch of tokens out, you attack with that and the tokens, and it hits, all the tokens get +1/+1 counters.
Okay, yeah, any creature that does combat damage to a player, you get a 1.
Yeah. So even if he trades it for like another creature, like a Courser or something, and let's say you have 3 tokens out, and you hit with the tokens. Right. Also, your tokens are 2/2s, so I understand.
And you don't even have to attack with the Shaman. You can just leave it back and let it pump the rest of your guys.
I like Shaman.
Yeah, it's a powerful card. I haven't seen it a lot though.
Yeah, the 2 toughness is really what brings it down.
Yeah, and I feel like there's just so many good 4-drops. It's hard to sneak something like that in.
Yeah.
The deck.
Thunderbreak Regent is a way better 4-drop. In red.
And there's like Outpost Siege.
Yeah. Yeah, those are two of them that are already better. Jake goes to 6. Looks like Chris is keeping his 7. Didn't see what he kept in his hand, but he must like it. Thunderbreak Regent, man, that card is going to do some work. 4 mana, 4/4 flyer, 3 damage when opponent targets it with a spell.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. It's like once it's on board and if you don't have Wrath, and you can't, you don't have a creature to block it with.
Yeah.
You gotta take 3 to get rid of it.
And that adds up.
Yeah.
Like, if you have 2 of them on board, it does 6 to you.
Yeah. That's rough.
And then, so you kill one, take 6 damage, kill the other one, and take 3 more. It's like, jeez, man.
Yeah, I like that card. That green-red deck that Chrisman played last weekend at the Open, that won it, played 4 of those Regents and Stormbolt Dragons. I like it because it takes to the air,
Yep.
Giant monsters that have evasion. All right. Turn 1, Temple from Chris. All right, so what does he got in his hand? A couple fleece main lands. Keeps it on top. Lightning strike the draw from Jake with a Monastery Swift Spear. In for 1. Elspeth. That's
Soren.
rough. That's a rough draw. Because
Was that Elspeth or was that Soren?
no, that's Elspeth.
Oh.
It does drop a fleece main land though.
That's not good.
I'm guessing it's gonna it's gonna eat a lightning strike and in for 2.
Take 2. Looks like he has an end hostilities also.
Yeah.
Scry.
Another end hostilities.
Yeah. I mean, this might be good. I mean, if you can just get to the point where you can cast end hostilities with another in your hand, that's pretty
Put
good
it to the
against
bottom
this deck.
though.
Yeah, I think he's missing the 5th land right now. So.
Yeah. There's a Hordeling Outburst.
So
slows things down though.
Can't attack.
Yeah.
He's got a 2/3. Okay.
If Cris can hit that 5th land, it's gonna be in a good spot.
So he's got, it looks like another temple in his hand, and then he needs one more.
All right, there it is.
There it is. Okay.
And he's got a Courser, so you're not going to play the Courser. You're going to play the Temple, Scry. Was that maybe a Drowning Sorrow?
Not sure what that was.
Jake with another land drop. All right, so Hammerhand's going to take some damage here.
Yeah.
That's 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep, 6 damage. What's he at 11 now?
I think it's a Bile Blight. Is that 11? All right, so this tells you that he's playing in hostilities because in comes the Fleece Main. Fetches.
Do you think that's the best line?
You think rather you just Bile Blight, play like a Courser or something?
Bile Blight, keep the line back. I guess he probably just has to clear the board. I mean, Jake's got how many cards in hand? 1.
Yeah.
It's probably safer just to kill it, just to wipe the board.
I mean, you're a turn away from Elspeth too. I kind of like just Bile Blighting those tokens and leaving the Mentor. All right, so he draws Shaman of the Great Hunt.
So 4/2 haste.
Now it's a 5/3.
Yeah, Chris has got the Bile Blight.
Yeah.
It's already at 6. It's just like
so if he had
Stoke and a Lightning Strike away from dying.
Yeah, if he Bile Blighted the tokens, left the Fleece Main back, he could have just traded it for the Shaman and taken maybe like 2 damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's got Courser, he's got Bile Blight up.
There's a Drowning Sorrow at the top.
Drown on the top. Looks pretty good if Jake just doesn't draw a bunch of removal spell or damage spells.
He's at 17 still. There's a Hammer Hand, which does nothing since he has no creatures on the board.
Yeah. Problem is, Chris doesn't have much in his hand that's going to end the game quick. He's got with the Elspeth.
Yeah.
He coming in for 2.
He can gain if he can gain some life off that Courser and get him out of double Stoke range.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's in pretty good shape, but still, it's kind of scary if Jake goes end of turn Stoke right now and
draws another one,
or draws a Lightning Strike or something.
All right, so he drew a land for the turn. Chris goes Drowning Sorrow into another Drowning Sorrow.
Yeah, which I don't think is really what he wants.
No, you want land. You want land here.
He wants like a Fleece Main Lion or something to just end the game.
Yeah, there's a Hordeling Outburst. I just think it's just too little, too late.
Yeah.
He doesn't even play it. All right, there's a Hero's Downfall. Can't get a land to save his life.
I don't think he really needs it though, does he? He's got.
No, I mean, I'd like to get some. If I was Chris, I'd like to get to that 9 range.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Jake down to 2. Chris with some more tokens and folds
Another
up.
land.
He went land. He drew like land, Hammer Hand, Outburst land. Yeah, that was rough. That's what happens with Mono Red though. Is you kind of go all in and hope you get there.
Yeah. I wonder if it's worth splashing like blue for Treasure Cruise or something like that, just to refill your hand. I've seen like modern decks do that, where it's just a super red aggressive deck, and then there's Treasure Cruise.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting a bunch of stuff in the graveyard anyways, and it sucks when you just you play out your top decking against an Elspeth and a Courser and stuff like that. Whereas if he could have, we saw his draws; they weren't great. But if he was in a position to where you draw Stoke, Lightning Strike, game's over.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, actually, adding blue for Treasure Cruise is actually really interesting. That makes me a little bit more interested in playing mono red. If I can Treasure Cruise.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of snap.
You could run it off of like 4 Shivan Reefs and a couple of Mana Confluence or something like that.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you don't really worry about your life total anyways when you're playing mono red.
Not a lot.
I think you might want to be more of a red burn deck as opposed to the creature deck.
Yeah, that might be right.
Because in theory, you're not playing a ton of stuff that goes to the graveyard. I mean still got Hordeling Outbursts and I guess he's got all his enchantments. But I mean, if one of your guys dies as 2 enchantments, it's 3 cards in the graveyard. Yeah. But again, if I'm going to go that Treasure Cruise route, I think I'd rather just go burn.
Sure.
So you play Wild Slash and Draconic Roar and Lightning Strike, Strokes.
Yeah.
What other burn spells are there?
Just Creator's Claws.
Oh yeah, Creator's Claws would be a good one. Maybe Splash Green for Tarkus Command too.
Yeah. And the Savage Knuckleblade
and then you just add white and you add Narset, then you're good to go.
Yeah, then you get double Stoke.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we've gone from mono red to 4 color. Okay.
and then you just cut the red and then you got a deck.
So then you're just playing Bant.
Yeah.
But you don't need the green because you don't need the red anymore, so then you can just play blue white.
There you go. That's my kind of deck.
Yeah. So that's how you play mono red. You build it with a Narset and you play Narset and say go. I want to see at the Pro Tour whether or not we get a real good blue white control deck. Maybe Esper or maybe Jeskai.
Yeah, I've seen the Esper deck a couple places. It seems pretty good. Probably needs to be streamlined a little bit, but
yeah. I'm really excited for this Dragons of Tarkir Pro Tour just to see what's new. I'd like to see standards shaken up a bit, and I feel like Dragons has enough stuff to do it.
It's probably going to be red green monsters versus
Abzan mid range.
Abzan mid range.
Abzan control. Yeah.
Sultai Reanimator.
All right, Jake with a turn 1 Founder Street Denizen. Chris with a Scry. Let's see what Jake's got. Another land. He's got the Hammer Hand in for 2. He's got a lot of land. It's a very land heavy hand. I'm a little surprised he kept it. I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
4 lands and.
You really want
3
like
spells.
3 lands, right? Something like that.
Yeah, once you get past 3, you don't want any more. All right, so the ultimate prices it on his turn. Doesn't want Jake to drop a Plains and God's Willing.
Sure.
Jake with another land drop. Another land draw, I mean. And Chris with the Courser and a land on top. So I feel like Jake's in trouble now.
Yeah.
Just stoke the Courser, but, you don't want to be pointing stokes at creatures. You want to be pointing it at the face. And now his hand is basically empty. I think he's got land, hammer hand, or dragon mantle. Chris fetches.
He's probably getting up Plains.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Jake kept that hand. It just felt very land heavy with the one creature. I feel like you could mold a 6 and get a way better hand. So like two mountains and like 3 creatures and a spell or something.
Is that like a Mirrodin Besieged land?
It looks like it, yeah. I think it might be an actual Mirrodin land.
Original Mirrodin?
Yeah. When are we going to go back to the new Phyrexia? All right, turn 4 Tasigur is not bad at all.
I mean, it prevents any of those, haste draws like Shaman or Swiss Spear or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so it plays that Crone Crusader, which is off the top. Dragon Mantles gets a Searing Blood and another haster, but has no attacks here with the Tasigur on board. And it looks like he has just drew an Elspeth in for 4. If you're Jake, do you block the Crusader and the token and then pump the Crusader and just kill the Tasigur?
I don't think so. I think if there's any hope, you're going to need to keep something on the board.
All right, so Boblight's Crusader. Jake's in trouble here. Needs to run.
Too many lands.
Yeah, there's another
6
one.
lands, yeah. He's got another one in hand.
Chris fetches, looks for a forest.
Okay. Out of forest.
There's the forest.
Yes, a forest.
It's got 3 mana still available. Let's see, what's this play here? I guess this was end of turn. Oh no, this was his end of turn. He attacked and then Bow Blighted the
and he killed the Crusader.
And then main phase fetched. Oh no, and then Jake drew land past the turn.
And then he fetched.
Yeah.
Okay.
In for caves. 4. And Elspeth's gonna drop here.
Oh. It's like game.
Searing Blood. One of the tokens.
3 and 3.
And then goes to the face.
Oh, I thought he pointed at the Elspeth.
He did, but then he changed his mind and went to the face.
Okay.
Hordeling Outburst is the draw.
Man, just not what you want.
Yeah. I don't know what you want here. Direct damage? I think you have to Searing Blood the Elspeth in case you do draw like a lightning strike or something so you can kill it.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like
Chris, I mean that 3 damage to Chris isn't. I mean it's not going to do anything. He's at 11 after that.
Yeah, I almost feel like you just have to hope for stoke strike or whatever.
All right, there's a Drowned Sorrow. Takes a point of damage and scries that land. I'm guessing it's going to go to the bottom. Looks like he still has a Fleeceman in hand.
Yeah, and you can also activate Tasigur.
He needs 1 more for Tasigur. There's the Fleeceman.
Doesn't he have a land? Oh, did he already play land?
Yeah.
I thought he had another land.
He might have. I just missed it. Another land from Jake. That's rough. He's probably got almost half of his land in play right now.
He's almost at Ugin range. Though.
Yeah. All right, in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Jake down to 4. I don't know what you could draw here. Another land.
All land.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that's not how you want to go down, but
probably the worst draw you could possibly get.